Welcome to Rustus and Annice Stories. Today we're going to tell the first part of the first story, Rustus and Annice and the Cheerless Curse. So, once upon a time, there were two friends named Rustus and Annice. Rustus was a buffalo, and he had fur as black as the darkest night. He was big and he was strong, but he was also a little bit shy and scared sometimes. Annice was a woodpecker, and she had feathers that were blue and feathers on the top of her head that were red. And she had a long, sharp, strong beak, and she was very talkative and brave. You might think it's strange that a woodpecker and a buffalo would be friends, but they were wonderful friends. And this is the story of how these wonderful friends came to learn more about each other, and how they made another friend, and then another, and then more and more friends, and were able to save the world many times. But on this particular day, they weren't saving the world or doing anything special. They were just playing outside, lying on the grass, looking at the clouds. They loved to do this. Sometimes Rustus would say, "Hey, that cloud looks like a shoe. What do you think?" And Annice would say, "No, I think it looks kind of like a banana." And Rustus would say, "A banana? That reminds me of banana splits." Rustus loved banana splits. And at the end of most days, Rustus and Annice would go to Rustus's grandma's house, where she would give them delicious banana splits with lots of ice cream and a cherry on top. Rustus could always finish his, but Annice couldn't. She was a lot smaller, and she could not eat a buffalo-sized portion of banana split. But she always finished the cherry on top, which was her favorite part. Anyway, this day they were lying outside, looking at the clouds. And Rustus was saying, "That cloud looks kind of like a baseball bat. I wish we could play baseball." "Oh, me too," said Annice. "I like baseball, but we just don't have enough friends to play it with right now." When all of a sudden, they heard a sound coming from the woods. Was the sound. "What's going on?" said Annice. "I don't know," said Feasty. Sorry, said Rustus. "I'm scared. I think we should run away." "Don't run away, you big scaredy cow," said Annice. "Let's go see what that sound is." "Oh, I really don't want to. Let's just go home and eat some ice cream." "No, come on," said Annice. "Let's go see." And so they started walking towards the sound. And they walked out of the field where they had been laying, and they walked into Yellop Forest, which is where they both lived. We'll find out later where Yellop Forest gets its name. And as they were walking in, the sound became louder. "What is that?" said Rustus. "It sounds like a big, scary monster." "Oh, come on," said Annice. "You're just a scaredy cow. It doesn't sound like a monster to me. It sounds like somebody who needs help." And they got closer and closer to the sound. And all of a sudden, they walked up on a big gray elephant whose foot was stuck in the mud and she couldn't get out. "Help me," she said. "I don't trust her," said Rustus. "What if this is a trap?" "Oh, come on," said Annice. "I don't think it's a trap. I think she needs our help. And I think she needs your help because I'm too small to move a big buffalo. Move a big elephant." Who are you?" said Rustus. "My name's Lala," she said. "I'm lost and I'm stuck. Can you please help me?" "Promise you won't hurt us?" said Rustus. "Why would I hurt you?" said Lala. "I just need your help." "Well, okay," said Rustus. And he walked up and he gave her a big push in the rump, and she went out of the mud and fell down. And she got up and her face was covered in mud, and Rustus had fallen and his face was covered in mud. And Annice just sat there and laughed and laughed and laughed. And pretty soon, Rustus and Lala were laughing too. And they became friends. Who are you and where are you from? Said Rustus. Well, my name's Lala, and I live in the land of Yellowar, and I have no idea how I got here. What is this place? Well, this is Yellop Forest, and it's in the middle of a great, huge country called Lala Land. Lala Land, said Lala. That's interesting. That's my name, is Lala. But I don't know how I got here. I was just sleeping with Princess Nafta. I'm her stuffed animal. And when she fell asleep, I got up to play, and I walked over to the laundry basket and climbed up, and when I fell inside, I suddenly fell down to the ground here in this forest. Said Rustus. That sounds weird. I don't know what's going on.
I think I want more cucumber.
Okay, in a minute. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we should get some help. So they went to Rustus's grandma's house, and they asked Rustus's grandma what to do. And she said, I've heard of this before. I think you need to find a rainbow. Look at Buffalorca Beach. Buffalorca Beach, said Rustus. What does that even mean? Nobody knows where that name comes from, said Rustus's grandma. But that's what it's called, and there are sometimes rainbows there. So the three friends went to the beach, and they walked along the sand, and all of a sudden they saw a rainbow. What do I do now? Said Lala. I don't know, said Rustus. Maybe you should try and touch the rainbow. And so Lala did, and it was hard. And in fact, on one side there were steps. So she walked up the steps and got to the top and slid down the other side. And all of a sudden, she disappeared. But before she disappeared, she said, Thanks, friends. Thanks for helping me. It was nice to meet you. I'll see you sometime in the future. And she was gone. Wow, said Rustus. Is that a passage to another world? It must be, said Annice, the passage to Yellowar from Lala Land. And that's the end of our story for tonight.